No, you're not getting any more food, sweetie. You're not. You're not getting any more food. You've had enough food. Hey guys! Hey Izzy, how you doing? You feeling better? Let's move everything closer. Oh, I haven't got my headphones in. Let me get my headphones. No, Khaleesi, you've had enough food. You've had enough food. She's had enough food. You cheeky monkey. She looks at me like I'm like the worst owner in the world. Feed me. I'm starving. You've had enough. Good girl, you go in your bed. Good girl. Go on. In your bed. I think I need to cut my fringe. So how are you doing, Isabel? I look elegant. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I've got a really nice glittery top on. It looks super cool with my jeans. So welcome guys to you live stream, not Ustream anymore. Live stream. If you want to ask me a question, then you ask through Skype, and Skype address is Lisa Cairns 12, so you can just send me a contact request now. That's Lisa Cairns 12. You can like write messages, or you can what else can you do? Or you can call in. I'm sorry. I'm so dopey today. And also on the Ustream chat, if you could all self-monitor it. Now what that means is if there's anyone being rude, then just report them to get them banned, and you just click on that little button next to them, or next to their message, and then get them banned. We don't want rudies. I do these talks every Sunday at 6 p.m. French time, and every Wednesday at 6 p.m. French time. And if you want to subscribe so you get the messages that I've gone live, then you go to my YouTube channel, just type in my name, Lisa Cairns, and then click on the channel. and then click on the subscribe button, and then next to it there's a bell, and then you click on that bell, allow notifications. Next. So that's pretty simple, I think. If you want to go to my website and subscribe to my website, you type in www.lisacairns.com, like that. And then up it comes, and then it should come up straight away to subscribe. If not, you scroll down and you can subscribe. Just put in your email address there. And I've got some events coming up. I've got an event coming up in London next weekend. So that's in London, 17th and 18th. You're going to see it in a minute coming up. That's the 17th and 18th I've got in London. And there's still some spaces left on that. And then I'm doing talks in India. 1 talk a day for 2 hours in India for 3 weeks in Tiruvannamalai. And then I'm doing a retreat in Cairns, Spain in March, the beginning of March, which is a really, really beautiful place. It's a really lovely time of year to go as well. And then I'm doing a retreat in St. Antonin Nobavel. That's in June 2017. So nice. Some events already. And they're the 2 main retreats I'll be doing next year, is Spain and France. And then I think I'll do another one in Spain in November as well. Okay. Sorry about my nasal stuff tonight. I have some sneezing. Wow. I don't know if you can hear that, but someone just started calling. Woke me up. You know, this can't be done by someone else. This can't be made to happen by somebody else doing it for you. We look to teachers or to teachings, practices, in the hope that that will do it for us, that will get us there. I'm just going to turn the other heater on. It's cold. But there is nothing that can get you there, because there is nobody that wakes up. There isn't somebody that wakes up. So whatever you do in the flow is always about you. And that's not a bad thing. Often in non-duality, when listening to this message, there has to be a balancing out of that person, and there has to be an understanding of the personal dynamics. But that person doesn't ever get anywhere because it doesn't exist. Who exists right now? And this is the ultimate teaching. And then through the talk, I'll most probably talk more on a personal level to the person and help the person in the relative world. But in the absolute, there is no person. There is nobody that wakes up. There is only what's happening. There is only life looking at itself through these forms, existence happening through these forms. So there is this vibrant beingness, this vibrant aliveness now that's so clear and bright. And that's who's experiencing life. Not anything you think about yourself, not what you did earlier or what you're going to do tomorrow or what this person said to you or that person did to you or how old you are or what you feel and your emotions. None of that is who you truly are. Who you truly are is not a thing, is no thing, and yet simultaneously by default is also everything. And it's experiencing itself now. It's experiencing itself as a person. It's experiencing itself as a world, as a chair, as sensation, as feelings, as thoughts. But none of that equals an independent entity. What happens in the human body is there's this sucking energy which sucks in ideas, sucks in thoughts, sucks in ways of being, sucks in behaviours and things you've done, things you're gonna do, your looks, and it makes it a separate entity, and it holds it sort of behind the eyes, and it makes it feel like that person is responsible for choice, that person is responsible for its life. So that person's held behind the eyes energetically, and then it feels like that person chooses. But really, choice comes spontaneously from nowhere, just like anything else. They don't come from a location. But that contracted energy makes it feel like your thoughts and your ideas and your choices come from that place, and that you're acting independently. But really, there is simply everything happening, and everything's on automatic. But don't let that make you go into apathy. In the relative world, though, as a separate person, you feel like you can act and you feel like you can do. So therefore, it's important that you're constantly updating the body with new things and change and development, because using the idea that there is nobody that can act and there's nobody that ever did anything is often a way that the person is trying to get out of feeling guilty or get out of feeling shame or getting out of feeling. So don't use these words to let the person try and escape its experience. In the relative world, the person feels like it can do. It feels like it can lift its hand, touch its lips, touch its nose, touch its head. And if you don't believe me, try it. Touch your nose. Just follow what I say. Touch your ears. Touch your head. Lisa says, touch your hair. Up and down. And just try it. And you see, it seems like you can do it. So that's really important. And that feeling of like you can do it is an important thing of the human being. That comes in the Lisa body. That's not identification, but that's not an experiencer. That is an experience. It feels like this body can do, and it should feel like that. It should feel empowered. But ultimately, there is nobody there. That sense of empowerment and that feeling of doing isn't belonging to someone, doesn't belong to a separate person. There is life, this boundless experience, this aliveness watching life, this awakeness watching itself as everything through these human forms. And what's got to happen is an energetic movement to that awakeness, and that's going to change and update the human person a lot, but it's not about change. And basically what the person gets more and more like is it just acts. It doesn't act from the intellect, it just acts spontaneously from nowhere. It just speaks, it just does, and it's no one controlling it anymore. It's nobody doing it anymore. But on the human form, you mustn't take the relative as the absolute as a relative practice. So you mustn't try to be nobody. You mustn't try to be non-dual. As on the relative level, the best thing that I can recommend you to do as a human is be honest to what's happening, as well as listening to non-duality, and that you are that consciousness, that awakeness that's watching and knows everything, and that sense of being. But I wouldn't try to adopt this message on a human form, because the human's got to be a human. And the best thing the human can do is be honest with itself. So take some time to sit in the day and just try to be more and more honest with yourself about what you're feeling, about what you're thinking. Normally we live in all these lies and deception about what we think and what we feel. We're kind of living through this removed, and what begins to happen in the human form is that the human becomes more and more relaxed, and it just expresses itself naturally rather than trying to manipulate and get and be something. Okay, now we move on to some questions. Hi Jesse. Hi Klaus. Hi Statian. Hi Kevin. Karen. Hi Lisa. I have a hangover today, and the pain body is present, and I feel a lot of anguish. Can you help me transform that energy? You're welcome to call me if you want. But it's not about transforming energy. I mean, more than likely I could, but it's not about transforming it. It's about being honest to what's happening and accepting what's happening. The attempt to and the want to transform it is more about trying to get away from pain. You got to just allow it in. Welcome in the devil. The devil knocks on the door, and you open the door and you're like, hello, welcome, would you like a cup of tea? Please take a seat. Would you like a cake? So whatever you're feeling, just welcome it in. Just sit there, shut your eyes, shut your mouth, and welcome it in. I didn't mean that rudely, shut your mouth, but I just thought it was sweet. But I mean, like, don't speak, just sit there. And then the sensations, just move your attention down to the sensations and just stop trying to resist them. Hello, hello. Oh yeah, discomfort there, discomfort there. And just see and notice the stories that are coming up. And it's no big deal. Just let it all be. I don't know how you turn the volume off on my iPad. I'm always having this problem. Disturbing hearing all the people call. I have to go and put it in the back room. Oh, no, turn off. Need enlightenment, and why? Or is it just what it is? Oh man. Okay, iPad, you're getting banished. You cannot be quiet. Got banished. The iPad got banished. Hi, do we need enlightenment? You don't need enlightenment, but while you are a separate person, you're always going to feel dissatisfied slightly with what you have. There'll be moments of high where you really feel like you've got something, but it will always come back, that longing for something. So you don't need it. In a way, you is the opposite to enlightenment, but it's that the separation always gives a sense that something's missing. Hi, Giancarlo. Hi, Zolt. Hi, Christopher. Hi, Elango. Lisa, how important is the body for you? I don't even think about it, how important the body is or how not important it is. It just is a happening. And at the moment, life is looking through this particular body in order to have an experience. It's happening, and the character of Lisa likes to take care of it. I do a lot of exercise. I eat super healthy most of the time. Today I bought some croissants, but most of the time I eat super healthy. So, you know, it's like the temple in which life is looked through. And what has to happen in waking up is it's like an absolute dropping into the body. We often think of waking up as a movement back to that stillness, which it is, but we kind of feel like it's a removal from the body, but it's not. It's actually full-on living and fully being embodied. It's not an avoidance of it. I meet so many people that get into this subject, and I can see that they're only in it because they're afraid of what they are, and they don't want to be what they are. And that's not what this is about. You have to be what you are. But on the human level, the thing that you can do is listen to non-duality, keep listening that you are that stillness, that you are that space, that you are boundless energy. And then on the personal level, just be honest with yourself, because it's about coming directly back to what is. And what keeps you in time is the person that's always telling lies about itself, always telling stories. And so it's dropping back into exactly what's happening. But we're scared of that because firstly, we feel like we're going to go crazy, or that we're not going to be lovable if we're just who we are, if we just respond. And secondly, we're scared of our emotions and what we feel. And to be human, it's a really strong feeling thing. These human bodies have really strong feelings. Hello, open eye, hun. Hello, loved one. This is a 22 seconds of you. Please see it. Another one. What did I say? Please. I'm not talking about dirty, naughty sex. It's not coming up. I can see there's lots of people calling, but I'm just going to do all the written questions first. My body's a little lack of energy today, so I'm just taking it slow. I don't know if it works. And yet it's full of absolute love, and that love is everything. Oh, it's so exciting. I love this subject. And now people call and they're like, yeah, I want to die. I hope. Beautiful. Oh. Yeah, that's out of context, that sounds really bad. Thanks for reminding me of that. I have to say that I enjoy you being very much. Actually, I like your personality so much that if I would not have a role model... Let me just say about that clip that's just been on. I wasn't laughing at people having depression. I was just saying how crazy it is that this is so full of joy, and from this perspective it's seen as so much freedom, and then it attracts some really like sad, heavy energy. But you'd have to listen to the video, the whole bit, rather than just that little short clip. That if I had not a role model already, I would choose you to be that. Unfortunately, that position is already filled by Hank Moody from the Californication series. But you can have the second place still. So you simply have to believe that my question is not because of bad feelings towards you, but what the fucking fuck is so exciting about non-duality? Even you wanted to kill yourself before liberation. We live our bloody and shitty lives with all the drama, horror and suffering in it. And non-duality can add unlimitedly only one thing to it. You do not see the whole picture now, but after loads of lifetimes of the fucking eternity, you can disappear into this whole picture. Maybe if you're are lucky enough. And in... how long is this? And in the remaining little time to eternity, we will see children dying in cancer. We will see youngsters suffering or bullying. We will see adults competing with each other. We will see elders killed for a few credits. We will see the people's houses bombed down. We will see an endless list of these. And I think all the awesome things in life were nothing coupled together with one only instance of the previous. And maybe for the liberated, the freedom is the pain. But for most of us, the pain is what is in the pain. Now seal slapping. Where am I wrong? And be happy. You see, it's so interesting that light attracts dark. Like when I was just speaking, there was so much love coming out, and then it's funny that the first question is so depressing. That's only one way to see things, though. That's only your way to see things. And I'd say that a lot of people begin to see things like that. Firstly, when have you seen all those things, or have you seen them on the news? And in your day-to-day living, do you see that all the time? Yes, it's seen. Yes, those things happen. Yes, humans can be shitheads. But there's a whole variety of other things taking place as well. And the freedom only comes in this moment when it's met directly on. When it's met in time, then it goes into your interpretation. And your interpretation makes it 10 times heavier than what it is. At the moment, your mind's telling very depressive stories. So it fixates on all the bad things in life. I'm not saying that humans can't be shitheads. They can be shitheads. They really can be. I mean, like, they really can be nasty, nasty animals. But mostly they're nasty not because of the natural impulses, but because they're identified. And when identification comes, everything's about you and satisfying your pleasure. And when it's about you satisfying your pleasure, then you do really nasty things. But not all the time. A lot of people have a lot of compassion, a lot of empathy. And there's lots of times when that's not acted out of. But when you're feeling depressed and when you're feeling dark, that's all you'll see. That's what your mind highlights. But when you don't feel that, then you see the sunlight, then you see the trees blowing in the wind. Then you see the shininess of the dog's coat as you stroke it, the deep, rich blackness of it. Then you feel the floor beneath your feet as you walk and the breeze on your skin. And that love that you are, that love right here. But you have to come back to what's happening. You have to keep coming back. That whole story you've told yourself isn't true, but it sounds so believable. And everyone sits there and relates, yes, humans are such shitheads and they're so terrible and life is so terrible. But this is a thought, this is a perspective. There's also, you could point out 100 beautiful things. Why didn't you point out 100 beautiful things? It's a perspective. Right here, there's no problem. There's only the problem with the person that keeps repeating there's a problem. So come back to that feeling of feeling dire in the body, of feeling depressed, of feeling fearful. Come back to it, stay there. And in that, there's the love that you seek. It's a mentality, what you're telling yourself. And it's a mentality that people that tend to be attracted to the sort of non-duality I speak, they like the way I speak, not because of the love that they're hearing, but because they're attracted to the negative side of it, that it's hopeless, I can't do anything, I'm stuck in this. But listen to me beyond the words and you'll hear the love. And don't take non-duality on a personal level. Hey Lawrence. Hi Anik. I already asked this question, but it's not clear. Can you tell me more about the law of cause and effect? When you say it only looks like that in the relative world, what do you mean? That even in the relative level, it's not true or something else? Anyway, thank you, kiss sweetie. Hey. Oh, it's not Anik. Or maybe it is Anik. Anik it. So, the law of cause and effect. So now, if I took my lid off of this cup and then I dropped it, it would go all over the floor. If I went and put my hand in a fire, it would burn and all my skin would most probably fall off. And that would just be a bony hand. just be a bony hand left. If you spend all your money, then you're not going to have any more money to spend, unless some form of magic happens. So this world works in a series of cause and effect. If you drink alcohol, it's more than likely going to have a hangover. If you hit someone in the face, there's a good chance you'll get hit back. Pardon me. If you burp while you're being a public speaker, more than likely a lot of people will leave, as they consider that rude. But this is what happens when you're a vegetarian. You have to accept it. As a listener, you have to accept that that's an effect of being a vegetarian. You have gas. You can't help it. When you're public speaking or not, you can't pretend you're something that you're not. I'm made of vegetables and they decompose very quickly and create lots of gas. I'm a vegetable. With a little bit of dairy and sometimes a little bit of fish, but not very much. So that's cause and effect. So that's how it plays. It always plays one thing to another thing to another thing to another thing. And it's really beautiful because life is kind of reflecting back the oneness of it all, because not only is everything appearing from no place now, so everything isn't appearing from the past, it's appearing from no place. It's appearing from magic. It's all spontaneous appearing right now, right here. It appears in cause and effect. So if I hit myself, I get a red mark on my face. If I hold my eyes open, they go dry. If I pull my hair, I have no hair in, if I pull it out. So that's what I mean. And in the relative world, it appears like that. So we say, I choose, I did, I went, I got. But really, it's all spontaneously happening now. Where do your thoughts come from? Where do choices come from? Where is this moment coming from? And we can't say a destination. We can't even say it's coming deep inside from no place. It simply is. It comes from nothing, nowhere. It spontaneously explodes into existence. It is. It's not even seeable that it happens so quickly we can't even see it. It's beyond time, beyond perception. That's so exciting. Hey Laurie, I love you too. Yeah, even the guests. Hi Lewis. Thanks guys for writing your questions today. It's a little bit easier because you guys most probably don't know this and I don't talk about it, but when I talk with people, it's really energetical. I give them every part of me, and often when I'm telling people to shut their eyes and go inside themselves, I feel like I'm going inside them as well. It's like an energetical thing. I give 100% every part of this thing when I do a one-to-one or speak with someone on Skype. And tonight, I'm not feeling 100%, so it's nice. I've got a little bit of a cold, if you haven't noticed. I think it's just a change in weather. And I couldn't sleep last night. So thanks for writing. It's easier. It's less and it uses less energy for this body. Hey. Giancarlo, Lisa, I was going to try and call you, but thought I would just ask. But the way of the warrior can be so difficult. I know the burning stomach, the inability to breathe and feel like you are going to die of no oxygen. But at the end point, at the door, it's as if I'm asked to make the ultimate decision to let the feeling, to let this part of myself back in to the play of the whole. And at that point, there's such a refusal, such a rejection of this part. And this And that obviously buried it in the first place, this refusal to love and accept. At this point, Lisa, I feel like 10% of me is saying yes, while 90% of me says no. And I'm just trying to jump over the mountain of my mind or will that refuses to feel. Then I'm back down at the last second, sad and disappointed that I couldn't do it. Yeah, but you're looking at it in a negative way. Your mind is interpreting that in a negative way. So, I mean, the fact that there is a part of you that's letting in the light is so beautiful. We just want this to be over and done with, and like, I do it now, and we're addicted to stories of negativity, that I can't do it, that I'm going to fail, that I can't get there, and keep going into it, keep going deeper into it. You've suddenly believed a story. You've believed something that it's telling you. It's not true. It's not true. So just feel that story that comes up. I can't get there. Only 10% of myself lets it in, 90% doesn't. And feel that rejection. Just let it be there. Don't have any expectation of it going. Don't think about the moment it goes. Just, yep, I don't want to go there. I don't want to do this. I don't like this. I'm afraid of this. I don't want this. Whatever it's saying. Just allow it. It's nice to see and hear someone not insane. Oh, I'm insane, Vasil. I am insane. Everybody's insane. I remember a quote by Eckhart Tolle. He said something like, the difference between me and someone else is that they're insane and they don't know it, whereas I'm insane but I know it. I thought that was very sweet of Eckhart Tolle. all humans are insane. It's a crazy instrument. It's so crazy. Like the thoughts and the ideas that come up, the way of being. So don't think that I'm not insane. I'm just as insane. But that's not the experiencer anymore. So there is a freedom here because that person isn't somebody. That person isn't somebody that's having a life. It's something, it's an experience appearing in life, in myself. Basil says, oh, I know you're insane. Yes. Hi, hope you feel better. Thanks, Annette. It's not so bad, I just feel tired. A little blocked. But I did this thing that Laurie said and went and got a massive boost of vitamin C. So I think I caught it before it's really taking hold. Hi, Christopher. Hi, Lisa. Lisa, do you know the feeling of having seen someone before? That's what happened to me on so many people currently. Yeah, maybe. I'm not against previous lives. It's just that there's nobody that had previous lives, but there could be appearance of previous lives, but there's not somebody that's born from that life to the next life to the next life. It's all in the biology of the human machine, which is looked through. We do not agree, but maybe I begin to understand that non-duality is not the answer to my question. Non-duality is something other. What I do not understand or feel at all. Thank you for my answer, lovely thing. Happy to you forever. You want that? Okay. Hi, Savion. Hello. So I think you've been trying to get me to answer a question for a while and I keep missing it. So, oh, there was also a question I had in my email that I must go back to. Have you ever considered the message of Jesus Christ for what it is, not as New Age make it, i.e. enlightenment, liberated man, but actually as he claimed it to be, God incarnate, that indeed he may resurrect? Because if that's true, it would make a lot of difference. I haven't considered that to be true, no. I don't really know it that well. It's never attracted me. It feels like having a question is automatically the problem, because why do I have a problem with the problem I have? It makes sense to me that the self is the one with the problem, but while constantly reminded of the idea that there is nothing I can do to further enlightenment, is there anything I could, can, or would want to do about not caring about the problems? How do I desire less without desiring to desire less? I feel like I'm between a rock and a hard place. I decided to not care about enlightenment, and then when I started experiencing suffering, I'm back at the mindfulness door, trying to not feel the bad things. Yeah. Stisian, Afghanistan. Sitian. Well, you are separate. There's always going to be an amount of suffering, but there's also going to be an amount of high pleasure. You're going to get a lot of pleasures as well, and there's also going to be a certain amount of suffering. So I would endlessly look for this, but with an open heart that knows and sees that looking for it is the problem. So I would keep investigating, I would keep listening, I would keep doing these things, but know that it's not about you getting there. The you is the problem, the seeker is the problem, but that's not saying give up seeking, stop doing this and give up enlightenment. You'll just go back to seeking sex or money or power or whatever it is. But just be open to this, and at the same time knowing it's not about you getting it and it will happen when it happens, but just keep being open to it. That's beautiful. when we go beyond the concept of cause and effect, is that how miracles can occur? Because all is one and happening spontaneously? Yeah, and everything's a miracle. It's not, we see miracles as something that gives us pleasure, as something that gives us something in time. But everything is a miracle because it's happening. And when it's seen that that's happening from this no place, it's not happening because of you and me and anything you think, and it's totally ununderstandable, then the miracle's truly seen. But not because it gives you pleasure. Often it's like these miracles give you pleasure, like you get $1 million or you come back to life when you're dying or something. Try this for your cold. Take 1 or 2 teaspoons of raw honey and take some crushed black peppercorn and 20 mustard seeds crushed and mix all together with honey. Then take a chew and everything well. You can also soak the pepper and mustard seeds in honey overnight and have in the morning. It's Ayurvedic and it's really good. Okay, I'll try that. Thanks. This is my question. Hey Zolt. I seem to have some understanding of non-duality intellectually and some even experientially, where I lose it all and start acting and feeling like a proper self again in social interactions. I see this happen and awe of it, but it doesn't seem to help. Awareness is cultivated by itself in many cases, apparently not in this one. Is there anything you can suggest other than being aware of what's happening? Thank you so much. Well, just be honest. You see that one that's saying, what can I do? What can I do? It comes from a place of fear, and it comes from a place of wanting to do something out of fear, out of anxiety, out of restlessness. And so just keep going into what you think. So see that the question, what should I do? What should I do? Doesn't come from a valid place. It comes from fear. So just then sit with the fear and allow that fear to come up of what should I do? What should I do? I need to find something. So just allow it all to be. There's no great direction of how to get rid of it. It's an encouragement to just let everything come up as it comes. So what can I do is often I'm afraid. I need to do something now. I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid of what my future's going to look like. I'm afraid of what my past is. Hi Lisa. I came to realize that our thinking mind tries to extract symbols out of what appears to be happening in the world we can perceive with our senses. All it can do is generate and store symbols in the form of neural configurations. The symbols are either needed to bring something with correspondence with the symbol of good or need to be used to keep bad at bay. The symbols seek to contain knowledge about life. They imply that things repeat themselves and not that every moment is new and unique. So there is a permanent selection going on. What tricked my mind until recently was I tried to find truth in the symbol and generate more complex symbols in order to better represent reality and get control of it. Of course, very futile. Now that I know my thinking mind to be more mere symbol factory, which cannot contain real life but only symbolic representations of something, of some seeming appearances in life, I stopped thinking about the symbol machine seriously. What a relief. Catch my drift? Yeah. Nice. symbol boat. Even everything I say is a symbol. Nothing is true. Everything is about what's happening. This. So the sounds arising. Ba 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 ba. There's colour arising. And it means nothing here. That's the joy and the beauty of it. It means nothing. It just is. And then there's the thinking mind that can come in and understand it, but that's only thinking, and that's not reality. The thinking is based on something that we've made up in time, a story that we've made up about life in time. The true freedom is always what's happening, not what you think about what's happening. The mystery of what is right here, right now. This. Beautiful. I'm just going to get my blanket. Oi. Ay, ay, ay. Nice. Oh, this feels so nice. It's really silky feeling. Then if I understood you good, because everything appears spontaneously from nothing, it's magical because in the universe of forms it looks like a cause and effect. Is it correct? Yeah. It's magical. It's magical. I can't bother to do any more reading now, so okay, I'm going to call someone. Did you have a question, Susan, or you just wanted to say hello? I notice a paradox between my fear that I will disappear or drift and my fear that I will be here with whatever's happening. Seems to be a fluctuation between a fear of being nothing and a fear of being everything. Yeah. That's okay. So just move your attention into that fear area, knowing that that one that moves its attention isn't the experiencer, but an experience appearing in this. And that's not actually who you are, the one that's moving its attention. You are that boundlessness which it appears in. But still, if you move your attention into your fear, which I presume will be in your tummy, and just let it come. It's okay to be afraid. It's the rejection of it which keeps the thinking going. Just let it come. Just let your attention go all the way through the body. And notice that the person's most probably like, no, no, she must talk, I don't want to sit here. And just let all of that arise. All the sensations of fear, the sensations of rejecting this, the sensation of wanting to be somewhere else. Just let it come up into being, into light. Just feel the different areas of your body. And know that who you are isn't the one that's moving the attention, but that which is knowing the one that moves the attention, that which everything arises in. You aren't a limited person. You aren't someone that can move the relative attention of the body-mind. That's a happening. You're the one that knows the sound of the voice, knows the person moving the attention, knows all the sounds, the feelings, instantly knows it. Instantly. I know you think maybe that sitting in silence is a waste of time and that speaking should happen about non-duality, but just try it. Just try sitting in silence. It's really beautiful. Just let everything come. No objective, no goal. Just let everything in, and if you feel really tight, contracted energy and really uncomfortable, then just rest your attention on that discomfort, knowing that you are that which knows, the one that moves its attention, knows everything and isn't located. So I'll just answer a few more questions. Hey Beth. Hi Diego. Hi Julio. Hi Renate. Hi dear Lisa. Astrology see you have a very low energy. Jay, pamper yourself and get well. Love. I can feel a desire to ask something and a desire to know something, but can't think of what I could possibly ask you that would satisfy this feeling. You can call if you like. Sometimes... Okay, we'll do a question. Hello?
Wow.
Hey! Hang on a sec.
Well, actually, I'm not that good in English, but I'm happy this works.
Oh, good.
Hi.
Hey!
So now I see you.
Yeah, you can see me, yeah. And then there's also the live stream, which you shouldn't listen to or look at. You should look through Skype. I don't know if you're looking through live stream.
Oh, I'm on Skype
Yeah,
now.
yeah. It's a bit late,
I was
the
a bit
live stream.
I was a bit scared to call
Yeah.
because, well, I don't know. Unusual, I'd say.
Yeah.
So my mind is skeptic.
Yeah. Hello?
You might probably have any ideas why I'm skeptic. I tried to figure out why you do this.
Oh, I do it.
Why you make this live stream. But it's nothing that I have a very skeptic mind, so
Yeah. It's most probably better to go into that than to go into my dynamics, because I've talked about that in the past with people as to why I do it, if you listen to other videos. But
okay.
it's most probably good to go into your feeling right now. So if you go into your body, what feelings are presenting themselves? If you feel in your torso area and in your body, like what stories are coming up in you? What do I represent to you? Because it really doesn't matter about other people, ultimately. It's more about the way that you see them and what they do to you. And you see those feelings that come up now, then they produce a story, and then that's looked through, and that's the way you see the world.
You mind repeating the last?
The feelings come up, and the stories get produced, so the thoughts get produced. Whether or not it's the thought or the feeling that comes first is never known. But then consciousness looks through that body that has those thoughts and feelings, and that then gets projected onto the world. That's the way the world is seen. So what feelings do you have present?
Well, what feelings do I have present? First is I'm nervous.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the strongest one.
I'm nervous because I'm not perfectly alone, so there's some people living in this house,
Oh yeah.
but actually they're busy, I guess. So this seems to be something private. Also, this a live stream,
Yeah.
but it's in a way anonym, or how do you say?
I don't know that word, sorry. A what?
Anonym.
I don't know that.
Anonym. Anonymous.
Oh yeah, it's not anonymous. Yeah, it is anonymous in.
Ah, yes. I tried to talk on YouTube, but it wasn't really giving a lot of answers. I guess you don't read a lot of the comments at YouTube
No.
because, well, it's a quite a mixture of interests and motivations that write down the
Yeah.
comments
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So, but someone encouraged me to just call, and that was a little help. So I thought, well,
Yeah. And then you just called it right, just the right moment, because I then just opened my eyes and picked up. But so.
oh, I tried it before, but I had to wait because you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, anyway.
So now go in. So there's the nervousness of speaking in front of all those people, and is there anything else in your body?
Yes, the thing that blocks me is what I started with. But you said it's better to talk about me than about you.
Yeah.
And in that point, of course, you're right. I could investigate more further.
Yeah. So that block where you feel like, why does she do this, or why is she speaking with people? It's obviously coming from distrust, or coming from a sense that this isn't something that you can trust, or you're not sure whether you can trust it.
It shouldn't be offending in any way.
No, not at all. Nobody's.
It's something that
Yeah.
I realize as some. Well, it's a condition.
Yeah.
I realize this is a condition, and I realize that I'm on a terrain that is unfamiliar somehow.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
because I realized that it's easy to trust if something is somehow connected to some sort of institution or whatever. Everything in social life is in institution.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is harder for me.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why my first question: why are you doing this, or where would you put yourself? What happened to you that you do this?
Yeah. And there's nothing.
That doesn't mean
Yeah, but that doesn't. But it also, that's totally allowed. Like, what we feel is totally allowed. What we're always taught is that what we feel isn't allowed. So we're allowed to feel suspicious of something. We're allowed to feel reluctant of something. We're allowed to feel unsure. That's really okay. There's nothing wrong with that. When we get into suffering and we get into bizarre dynamics, when we don't acknowledge that, and then we try to get someone to prove their trust, or we try to force someone or something into something. So just sit with your feelings and just see what your body's actually telling you. And you're allowed to, that's all allowed. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with anything you think or feel. You don't need to act out on all of it. But just allowing anything that you think or feel to come up. So there's a sense of not understanding or not knowing what I am or what I do, and not knowing whether to trust, and just allow that feeling to come, and just see that feeling, and that's the way it is. So then certain thoughts get produced of wanting to have some proof or wanting to understand, and allow that to come as well. And who you truly are is beyond that. Most of the time we're lost in that dualistic world of trying to find something, trying to get something, trying to understand something. But see, you are the one which knows that, not the one that's looking for evidence or looking for this or that. You are that which it's appearing in, this stillness. And that's got nothing to do with me or what I say or what I do. That stillness is your essence, and that's the only important thing. And really it doesn't matter whether a guru is fake guru or not a fake guru, or whether they're speaking truth or not. What matters is that stillness. And if there's a resonance with the teacher speaking about that, the rest is just found in the world of opposites, of right and wrong, and trustworthy and not trustworthy. Your freedom is the one that's not found in opposites, that's right here, right now. It knows the one that feels that.
I do absolutely agree.
Yeah.
This sounds very, very not logic, but well, that sounds how true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next question would be, how do you?
Well,
I mean,
it's kind of like
pardon?
it's kind of like a deconstruction. It's not something that you maintain. It's like the opposite. So it's not something that you purposely do, although the you seemingly in the process in the relative world explores this subject. It listens to speakers speaking about this and listening to ones that touch you, not just on the mental level but the heart level, that you have a response of love to, because this is about love. And then it's listening to speakers, and then it's also questioning what your actual experience is. So not just taking what you think, questioning what's underneath what you think and what you feel, and seeing that none of it's true. None of it's true. Anything that this body thinks isn't true, because Lisa's body still thinks, but none of it is seen as the truth. It's just thoughts that arise, and they're always changing. So it's a combination of listening to non-duality, and on the separate level, where you feel like you're someone that can do something, you explore what the reality is there, what is seen to be true, what is seen to be untrue, what is seen to be happening. Not just ignoring experience and doing things, but actually sitting and exploring what your experience is.
Mm. 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 For example, I've been watching, I think, 2 of your live streams in a row. They're not live. And the next morning that was quite intense still. But then the busy day sort of, took that intensity away.
Yeah.
You can imagine.
Yeah.
This is something that's just fading.
Yeah.
So you have the picture of that this could be some kind of a dream.
Yeah.
It's just fading away somehow.
Yeah.
No? And so I should be interested. How can I keep this?
I wouldn't even go there. Ultimately, it's not your choice if you go there or not. But while you feel like you're a doer, when those thoughts come up, I just wouldn't give them any attention. See that when you're coming up and saying, how do I maintain this or how do I keep it, that actually in your body you're just feeling there's a sense of discomfort, and then that discomfort manifests as thoughts that are looking to find comfort. And so just explore what's underneath those thoughts. Never take anything you think as a reality. And normally our lives are set up dualistically, so we're living in a society that's identified. So it's often true that you come to these talks and you have this opening experience, and then you go back into your life and you feel contracted again, because our whole society is based on a sense of being someone. So therefore you're constantly being required to be someone by your peers and by your workplace. And so it does take a time. It does seem to take time to change.
Like you just said one thing that was like a key word.
Yeah.
It was quite at the beginning, was something like, if I care too much, I start thinking. And that is not the same. So it was like, what do you say, aware, or something like aware, but without grabbing too much.
I think
because when I grab it, I lose it the other way.
Yeah. I can't remember.
I lose it by being afraid, or that's
and
the filter doing somehow.
Yeah, and the whole idea coming up of trying to get it and trying to get somewhere, just follow that back into the feeling. Okay, so I feel afraid now, or I feel I don't know what to do. Just allow it to take you back to your feeling, or I feel whatever it is, agitated, and just be more and more honest with what your experience is. And the more and more honest you become, the less and less you'll act out such strong seeking patterns. And it's not your doing.
Like children.
Yeah, and it's not, like children. And it's not your doing, it's just something that begins to naturally happen in exploring this subject, is that you just begin to see your patterns, and so it begins to fall away. It's like if you learn that sitting on a particular seat has fleas or strong doership, like you've got to do something or you've got to follow a path, because ultimately that you isn't a separate entity that's working, but it's like a natural functioning of things. I say to you, can you bring salt home from the shops or something, and it's the body takes the information and it's done, but it's not an independent doer. It's like Siri. I say to Siri on my iPhone, can you pull up this website, and he can do it, but it's not actually working independently. It's like a robot. But that doesn't mean that the robot doesn't appear to have choices, and it doesn't appear to make changes, and doesn't appear to understand things. That's part of it. That's part of the dream, that it does do that. And it does investigate its experience and investigate who it is. Is that the great contradiction?
So next thing was, for me now, I could pick, was to honestly observe how I react, not to react as I do it. But usually, just first of all, observe, honestly, how does it affect me now?
Yeah.
And then see,
Yeah. And then if you do react, and if you find that you're in reaction, then just in honesty with that. But it's hard sometimes, because when you feel angry at someone, it's like staying in that anger. There's such a strong pull sometimes, but then at some point you'll be like, okay, I feel angry. And then you can just be more, and then underneath the anger, there's more than likely fear or feeling vulnerable.
Yeah, it's good to come to anger, because I have quite some potential build up for anger.
Yeah.
Yes. I can be quite angry, and this is a phenomenal big problem to come with.
Well, when you just feel it coming slightly, when it's not that strong, because when it's that strong, it's like a train going at speed.
Too late.
When it just comes up a little bit, just see if you can go and sit by yourself and go underneath it, and you'll find that it's vulnerability and fear. Anger's just a defense against feeling vulnerable or afraid. And it's just hard to admit that, though, because we're so used to defending and being in our ways of being and living in our stories. It's their fault or it's this fault. But it will begin to change.
Well, I don't say I'm hunting for it, because that would be the problematic that I feel that I do it.
Yeah, yeah.
But somehow let's say I observe it. Yeah. What would you say this is the?
Yeah, that's more in line. Ultimately, in the absolute, there cannot be somebody that observes it. There is only what's happening. But while you feel like someone, it can feel like there is an observation of what's happening, a stepping away from just being totally identified. And this seems to be part of the process of breaking down that illusion that you are that person. And you'll find times when you can just watch it, and then you'll find times where you're totally identified with it. And just keep exploring what the experience actually is, rather than just keep focusing on what you're getting or what you're doing.
I had moments when I had what do you say? Not hate. What was the other word? So being angry, anger, and I was able to. I received sort of help in that the intuition told me just to realize this is possibly not really me who is angry right now. So leave this alone and step back. And suddenly I realized, that was a tight connection to being angry, but it was something that is not really connected to me, and suddenly I found a way out of it again. But that doesn't happen every time.
Yeah, for sure. These habits become strong. Yeah.
Well, one thing that was interesting for me too was that I've seen on your website there somehow tried to know where I can put these people. There must be something. Are these all enlightened people, or what are they? Are they all of the same level, or is it completely different?
On my website?
No, it was a connection to a website where there's different speakers of non-duality.
Yeah, I wouldn't focus on whether they're enlightened or not, because enlightenment's going to be defined by everyone in
Yes.
in a different way. So enlightenment isn't really a thing. It's it's definable, and this person will say it's this, and this person will say it's this, and I would just focus on whether or not they touch you. So just listen to them, give them a chance, and if they touch you on the heart, if there's some sort of response to them, and I wouldn't judge too much. It may be like one that speaks differently from the other and speaks very differently.
I didn't want to. It was just my mind was hard to.
Yeah. But when you do
confused.
When you do explore them, like if one speaks completely different from the other, I wouldn't even let that put you off. I would totally go with if there's a resonance there, if there's something being touched, like when you read a poem or you listen to a song. I would do it like that, and then forget about the idea of enlightenment, because it doesn't matter about the speaker, it doesn't matter about what you're listening to. It's that which touches you. And when I say the heart, I mean it's like that which evokes love, because what you are, your essence, is that love, but it's just covered by somebody that's rejecting love, that's rejecting life. And so it's like when they speak and that begins to present itself, then it's coming out again. It's stopping being hidden by the illusion. And that's how I would judge it.
That sounds fair enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because honestly, when you begin to listen to speakers, they have such different definitions of what enlightenment is. My enlightenment. Oh, sorry, I've got a bit of a cold. Sorry. My definition of enlightenment is the end of a center which is experiencing this. So it's the collapse of the center that's experiencing it. It's not the collapse of the appearance of a person, but the end of that person being the experiencer, and then it's looking through that person. And everyone else will define it completely differently.
Yeah.
So there's a movement back to that stillness.
Yeah. Yes. That is quite. I like that. But I'm a musician.
Yeah.
And when it comes to music, it's people are always asking, how is this musician famous enough for me to listen to? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're not asking, do I like the way he plays?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it giving me something? No, they need it's signed on paper that this is something of a good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is this is, of course, it works everywhere like this.
Yeah.
So I realized, so now my head is asking the same stupid questions. Oh, I'm not far away from what I criticize myself,
But when you're a child, like, and you listen to music, you just respond to the music which touches you, and it's got nothing to do with what's good or what's bad. And that's what's important. That's what's important always in life, is what touches you. We're always taught that that's not important. It's what we think, but it's what touches you. Yeah. And that's so unique to each body mind mechanism.
And then if you look at the musician, there's even between people who have a quite developed technique, so to speak, there's so big differences. You cannot really say this is all one level or something like that. They're just unique.
Yeah.
So it's completely unique. Yes. So that is still my mind works like, wait, now let's find out how to put this now. You know?
Yeah, but that's the way our society is, and it's got
Yes.
to a point. The intellect is good, Like I was watching this program recently about a documentary on Netflix about deprogramming after people have been in cults, and to an extent the intellect is good, like to define, certain things, but it's just that we've taken it as master. We've taken it as like in this deprogramming program, it was like the way that they deprogram was just asking logical questions about things. And these cults were like really extreme cults where you had to give up all your money, you weren't allowed to speak to your family, like really extreme cults. And they could be of Jesus Christ, they could be Hindu ones, all different cults. And so there's an extent where the intellect at points can be good. When the intellect stops questioning, then sometimes there can be huge naivety and people can be taken advantage of. So it's like a mixture of both, but the intellect in our society has been taken as king and God, and the only thing that's worthy in our society is the intellect, and we've forgotten how to just respond with our heart.
Same. Best example from my point is music. Music is there's only intellect observing, is that worth concert going to, because you know that this person is known.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What sort of music are you into?
Well, classical music.
Oh, nice.
I'm doing that. Is what I've learned. So.
Yeah.
And but it's actually with music. I guess it's more or less the same through every kind of music. It's quite commercialized.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to live from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Many people want to live from that nowadays, and there's many musicians. So.
Yeah.
And well, actually, it should be like if there's so much music, the world should be better. No, but it seems like no, it's because there's so much. It works less, something like.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, that is the so I that's why I called actually. I've been quite critical how to handle that.
Yeah.
What shall we do with this?
Oh,
See,
nice.
this is because of what you said, and what the concept was quite convincing.
Yeah.
That is, well, it's easily to forget. It's easily it fades away, as I said.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
But it was quite convincing. So, and it wasn't. Let me say this: it wasn't perfectly new.
Yeah.
You would probably agree. This is something that can happen, as you said, or as you how to say. Let's say I've read about this concept before.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you described it in your own words.
Yeah.
And that was quite convincing, so that's why I'm calling here.
Nice.
So.
Oh, well, it's really nice speaking with you, and you can watch it back and you can listen to that, 'cause sometimes when you're listening in person, you forget what's being said. So it was really lovely speaking with you.
I will call again once I feel I lost it all.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Lucy.
Because that seems to be like refreshment.
Yeah, yeah.
It's quite concrete somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say. Well, real, you know.
Nice. Okay, well, thank you very much for calling.
Yes, it was
Thanks,
a pleasure.
sweetie. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, Lute.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, Lisa. You say that you are the silence. What do you mean by that? Being silence implies that you're not the noise, duality. Thanks for answering. Yeah, but come on, Sebastian. I'm always saying everything as well. It's hard to speak about. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you for the satsangs. Turmeric works. Half a teaspoon in water 3 times a day. Ugh. It's not that bad actually. It's not taken. I'm just tired. Enjoy India. Nice. I think that's all the questions. If there's anybody else that wants to speak and call, I'm happy to take one last call. If not, and I won't be doing it on this Wednesday because I'm travelling back to the UK. And then the Sunday after I'm doing talks in London, and then the Wednesday after that I'm going to a spa with my mother. So I'll try and do it. Let me just have a look at my time schedule. I might try and do one on the 19th, so Monday the 19th, because on the 21st I'll be away, and then on the 25th it's Christmas Day, so the 19th is more than likely going to be the next one. We're the 11th now, so yeah, I think that's the first one I can do. Or maybe I could do one on the 13th, but that's pretty soon. I will see, but look on my website and you will find out when I'm next doing one. I'll put it on my live stream. And Lawrence wants to be called, so I'll call Lawrence. Oh, didn't work. Pardon me. Hey, Lawrence.
Hello.
Hey. Do you want me to show your face again?
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah? Oh no, I can't see your face.
Oh.
Your camera's off. There you go.
Yep.
Hang on a sec. Oh no, hang on. To do that. Then I do this. And that. Complicated operation. And then that. Let's have a look. Yeah. And then I have to turn the computer like...
You're very close up.
that. Hey.
Hello.
Hey. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you. I only see your right eye.
Oh, you only see my right eye? Just scroll along on your pad.
Scroll along.
Scroll backwards the other way. Can you see me? Make it smaller.
Yes, that's better.
It works? Nice.
Yes.
I just use Skype so much. I know it from like the phone, from the iPad, from the computer.
That's good. Let me put my earpiece to them. Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. So are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Just a little, the body's a little tired. It's not really a bad cold. It's more that the body's just tired with the cold, and I didn't sleep so well last night with the cold, so.
Me neither. I didn't sleep at all.
Yeah.
You want to know?
Yeah, yeah.
I had this profound awakening, but it's already gone.
What happened?
God. Well, I reflected back on our conversation yesterday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
And dude, but now I'm back in the body again, and I don't know what happened, but it felt so liberating and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
good.
That's what happens, is that an idea or our position gets shaken, and then there begins to be an expansion back out into things, and it feels lovely. It feels like ecstasy and bliss is produced and all these things, and they're things that come and go, but because you're used to having a contracted position, this is really beautiful.
Yes.
But then the person comes back because it's still got stories, like it's still got stuff that it's seeking for, and that's,
I guess.
and so it comes back to seek for them.
Yeah, so that's what I did today. I said, okay, dude, what the hell is up? What stories need to be revealed? And I explored the shadows, but
Sorry.
that's okay.
I don't blow my nose in a quiet way.
No, that's good. I had a girlfriend, and when she sneezes, she always kept it in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So she's like,
Like, yeah, please don't do that. I said to her, because just let it go. Because I feel like my head was exploding when she does that. So it's good. Make the noise if you want.
no, blow your ears out. Yeah. And so right now, what does the body feel like? You have some seeking energy in the body?
Some seeking energy.
Yeah. Do you have, what does the body feel like? Or what's going on in the body?
I'm not loving myself.
So what does that feel like?
Like, I don't know how you can describe it, something like it. It's just like you're not satisfied.
Yeah. And which area of your body do you feel that? You can shut your eyes. It sometimes makes it better. If some people don't like to, but see if you
I
can.
don't like. I need to be
Ivan.
aware and conscious, and
So see if you can see where that energy is in your body, where that contraction is in your body.
it's mainly in the solar plexus.
The solar plexus, yeah.
Mainly, absolutely.
So just put your finger on the solar plexus, just like this. Get your hands like this, and just give it a little bit of a rub. Just to go, just go round, and I'm not joking. Just go into it. Hang on, let me put it down here. Am I dressed? Yes. All the clothes are on. So you can. Oh, I don't know if you can see. Can you see?
No, not so much. There's too little light.
Too little light.
But I get the idea. Or
So
yeah, that's better.
I don't know if it'll stay. So just, if you just put your finger in there and just rub it around, and just feel that. You can swap. You can just hold it still as well. Just have a feel around. And feel.
Yeah, it makes it more dense. Like it's bruised,
Yeah.
and when you touch or pressure it,
So just give that a rub. And then put your hand there. Or you can carry on poking it or rubbing it if you like. And and just become aware of what feelings are there. And what thoughts are being produced. And don't try to what thoughts are being produced. Don't try to avoid any of it.
okay,
So if it's really uncomfortable,
it's doable.
yeah, and then just see what thoughts are arising as well. And who you truly are is that boundless space which all of this is arising in. But these feelings begin, and then the identification tries to get rid of them, and then it becomes a reality. You're somebody inside this body that doesn't feel good or feels lack or wants something else. But you're that boundless space which knows everything and is everything. It's so full and rich, that amness, the immediate sense of being. Just put all your attention there into the discomfort. There's nothing that needs to be rejected. You are love. You don't need to get something to fulfill that. It's not true. Just totally let it be.
It's kind of hard. I want to argue with the beingness.
Yeah. In what way?
Yeah, say, dude, this feeling needs to be dealt with. Not just let it be.
what way do you need to deal with it? You need to do some technique, or?
I don't know. But if I compare it to last night, I felt such bliss and joy and love.
But there's no point in comparing it to last night. In a way, the comparison is just about putting you down because you feel not good enough. You're just using that as another tool to not feel good enough. It's irrelevant last night. It just becomes another technique to keep you in your current story. It's not about it, what happened last night. It's about what you want to be and feel now, which is someone that's lost it. So that's irrelevant, that's gone. This is what's relevant, and if you're uncomfortable, this is where the attention has to be, is in the discomfort. So what sort of stories were the discomfort saying? Like what sort of thoughts were coming up? Ultimately, I would suspect that you feel like there's something wrong with you, or that you've got it wrong in some way.
Yeah, in some way, but mostly I don't think so.
No, yeah, this is just for this moment. Not putting it into a storyline, just what's coming up, because you get these stuck energies in your body and they come up stronger or less in periods, and when they come up strong, then that's what your reality will be. And so just explore it rather than trying to say what you normally are or what you want to be. Just explore what you are in this moment, or what stories you are in this moment.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that was. It is not a nice feeling.
Yeah, you got to
It's
explore
sad.
it though. Yeah, and what it feels, it's like that feeling is what has led you to do things where you give away your power. Where you try to get something from people, and so you have to explore that feeling. It's like what liberation is letting in the light and the dark, like both sides. But we always want to reject the dark and just get the light. We're like, let's have the sweets but not the cabbage.
Yeah, I sign up for that.
But you got to explore it and really, really allow it to the max. And honestly, it will begin to, because in that there is the freedom, in that feeling's the freedom, not out of it, not what you have been, not what you think, not some intellectual concept. It's in what's happening. Right now, right here.
So you're saying, just allow it, explore it.
Not all the time, but just every so often, just explore those uncomfortable feelings. Don't let them go hidden, unexplored.
All right. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Because those uncomfortable feelings are what create the seeking. You seek when you're uncomfortable to fulfill that discomfort. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. Oh my God. Feels like I'm going to cry for 3 days straight.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Just let that happen. You've got to let it happen. It is really sad being a separate person in time. There is big sadness to it. There's also great joy and all these other things, but there's part of it's really sad because you feel like you're someone in that body that's alive, that needs love, and is potentially going to die. And so your stories are based on that. So you feel like you've been rejected by people, unloved by people. You've had people, you've lost people. You've been in control, you've lost control. Or that you're prepared to be this vulnerable, that you're prepared to let it come up, that you're not trying to stay in a story of yourself, but you're prepared to let that come. That sadness. You know, most of us always do things to stop feeling sad, to stop feeling fearful.
Yeah.
The great thing
I
about
want to
crying,
thank you so much. You encouraged me last time
yeah,
so much. Yes, and that was, I owe you so much.
yeah,
It strengthened me very big time.
nice, nice.
Yes, yes, that's very,
Um,
very.
I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say something else about feelings. I've forgotten. Doesn't matter. But yeah. Anyway, it may be time to go now. It's like 8:30. But
Yeah, yeah. You already eat? Have dinner?
no, I didn't. So I'm going to have dinner
Mm.
now. Lovely to speak with you, and I send you lots of love.
Thank you
And
very
stay with
much.
that feeling. Let the sadness come.
I will. I will. Talk
Thanks.
to you later.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye bye.
So, guys, that's enough for tonight. Sending you lots of love, and I shall see you. Just check my website because I might do a stream on either Tuesday the 13th or Monday the 19th because I'm going to be away for a few weeks. But just check on my website and it will be there under the live stream event.